The natural world is a fierce and unforgiving competition for survival where victory often belongs to the most ruthless and savage. Hyenas are among those relentless predators. When hunger strikes, they don't hesitate to attack and torment large animals like zebras and buffaloes until death. They even resort to cannibalism, preying on their own kind and defenseless young. However, even a vicious, cunning predator like the hyena is not immune to moments of defeat. The scars and wounds they accumulate from hunting or battling stronger creatures, or even from their prey, serve as a clear reminder that even the most brutal can be brought down. A pack of wild dogs was feasting on a freshly hunted deer, unaware that lurking in the distant bushes was a hyena, their eternal enemy, silently watching and waiting to steal the prized meal. With a terrifying speed of up to 65 km/h, fast enough to chase down birds, the hyena charged in, successfully snatching the first piece of meat. Before the dogs could react, the hyena had broken through their defense, clenching the meat tightly and sprinting toward the distant hills. Its arrogant and smug attitude was clear after the successful heist, as if daring the weaker to challenge it in this fight for survival. But it seemed the dogs had let their guard down again, allowing the hyena to approach the next piece of prey. No, it was a trap. The pack had deliberately left it unguarded to surround and catch the intruder. Biting at its legs and tail, the hyena cried out in pain and was forced to flee, creating a scene of chaos. The wild dogs had no intention of letting it go, despite the fact that a hyena's bite force is 10 times stronger than theirs, reaching up to 1500 C. But with sheer numbers on their side, they pushed the hyena back to the riverbank, delivering a few more fierce bites to its legs. From start to finish, the hyena didn't have a chance to fight back, its legs covered in bloody wounds, crying out in agony. Every time it retreated, the pack advanced, relentlessly attacking. In the end, the food thief was utterly defeated, overwhelmed by the fierce and powerful pack of wild dogs. Three hyenas seemed to forget that in the wild, their feast of hippo meat could quickly turn into a deadly trap. Silently stalking them was a lion, the king of the Savanna. Lions are not only among the largest predators, but they also possess incredible strength and agility. During a hunt, they can sprint at speeds up to 80 km/h, fast enough to ambush and overpower their prey before it even knows what's coming. So, what happens when the king sets its sights on these notorious thieves? Will the infamous predator or the bold scavengers come out on top? The lion didn't wait long, lunging like lightning and grabbing one of the daring hyenas that dared to feast in its territory. Hyenas, known for their matriarchal society where females lead hunts and dominate the pack, couldn't rely on their group advantage this time. The lion's swift and ruthless attack was too much to handle. In mere moments, the hunter became the hunted, as the hyena found itself in the jaws of a more powerful predator. There wasn't even time for a pained cry before the lion viciously pinned it down, sinking its teeth into the hyena's neck, inflicting lethal wounds until it fell silent. The encounter ended quickly, leaving the lion with not only the body of the fallen hyena, but also the hippo meat that the defeated scavengers had worked so hard to claim. For the lion, this was a sweet victory, a reminder of its absolute power as the ruler of the Savanna. In the dry riverbed of Greater Kruger National Park, a guide and a camp manager witnessed a brutal showdown between two hyenas. This was a one-sided battle, with one clearly having the upper hand, relentlessly attacking, while the other desperately struggled to escape. Hyenas usually live in packs, and it's rare for them to fall victim to predators like lions or leopards. It's often assumed that their pack mentality helps them live harmoniously, supporting each other. But in reality, their savage and aggressive nature often leads them to slaughter, even cannibalize their own for personal gain. The horrifying scene unfolded as one hyena viciously sank its teeth into its rival's neck and ears, shaking them violently. It even tried to drown the other in the cold water, determined to kill at any cost. Both were covered in violent bite marks on their heads, but the wounds on the attacked hyena were far worse, with its ear nearly torn off. When the fight was over, the victor stood tall, proudly walking away, leaving behind the defeated one, helplessly groaning in pain and humiliation. In this harsh wilderness, there's no room for mercy. Every battle has a winner and a loser, and often the loser pays the price with life-threatening injuries or even death. In the wild, predators risk their lives to satisfy their hunger, engaging in endless bloody hunts. But some creatures, like hyenas, prefer to take the easy way out, lurking around to steal the hard-earned meals of others. Hyenas rarely hunt for themselves, instead following predators like lions and leopards, waiting for the right moment to snatch their food. Their bodies aren't built for hunting like lions or leopards, so they struggle to control or kill their prey, forcing them to rely on others for food. However, thieves like these eventually meet a bitter end. In the video, a bold hyena dares to snatch a piece of meat from a distracted predator, a giant python. But this was just the beginning of a tense and thrilling drama. In the next scene, a gruesome sight unfolds. The food thief is now trapped, helplessly struggling in the python's powerful coils. It seemed the snake was furious that its meal had been stolen, squeezing the hyena tighter and tighter in a fit of rage. Only when the thief stopped moving entirely did the African python relax its grip, ready to dislocate its jaw and enjoy the meal that had been so rudely interrupted. It's horrifying to witness. The thief didn't suffer mere injuries, but ended up becoming the meal itself. The price of laziness and stealing from others was indeed a terrible one to pay. The hyena, a creature that has taught others terrifying lessons with its 1,100 seed bite force, one of the strongest on the planet, now finds itself in a special training session, a deadly swimming lesson with a crocodile. But this isn't just about swimming. The hyena gets an additional brutal lesson being torn apart alive under the monstrous 5,000 seed bite force of the crocodile. Perhaps this lesson was too much for an overconfident student like the hyena. At Kruger Adventure Lodge, despite its desperate thrashing in the water, the hyena only lasted a few short minutes before being dragged into the reeds, where it was completely overpowered and turned into a full meal for the underwater predator. The cost of the hyena's arrogance was indeed a steep one. Behind the peaceful appearance of the wild savanna lies a brutal fight for survival, where life and death intertwine every second. This is nature's unchanging law, much like how humans eat daily to sustain life. Does the strongest always win? Not always. Sometimes even the most fearsome predators can fall and become prey to something stronger. The horrifying yet captivating moments of the hyena, a fierce and brutal animal, being wounded and killed clearly show that in the natural world no creature is invincible. It is this harshness that creates the mesmerizing and unforgiving beauty of wildlife. And what about you? Yeah. What do you think of these intense moments? Leave a comment below to share your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the Wild Loot documentary channel so you won't miss any exciting future videos. See you next time.